Whew. Man, it's cold out here tonight. Shit. I'm out here barefoot and short sleeves like a crazy man with my Fire Jerry Jones, Fire the GM shirt. What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody's had a great day. Congratulations, Eagles. Saquon just went to the house again. I think Saquon is having an MVP season. And I have to give the Eagles credit, as much as it hurts me, for literally signing Saquon. You've seen actually the revisionist history now in running backs. You know, last year, remember how running backs were getting the shaft. The running backs that the Giants literally said, we need Daniel Jones more than we need Saquon. Or they thought that Daniel Jones was a better player than Saquon. And they gambled and they lost. They screwed the pooch on that one. Saquon is a beast. Without Saquon, the Eagles ain't shit this year. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say they're not shit. To have a weapon like that, it's amazing. Saquon had more yards, I think, than Jalen Hurts passing. And that makes the job for the quarterback that much easier. We ain't seen a great running game for a little while now, you know, and it's hurt us. One of the reasons why we got a win tonight, or this evening, or this afternoon, I should say, is because we were able to get some runs early, and the offensive line was actually giving Cooper Rush some time. Now, by all means, one victory does not mean that anything's cured. We were lucky to win that game, although we had so many mistakes that it could have been a blowout if we didn't have a blocked field goal, if we didn't miss a field goal, if we didn't have the fumble with Rico, if, you know, you could go down the line and all these things that happen. You know, if we didn't constantly give the Commanders the ball, you know, literally on our 40-yard line, their 45-yard line, you know, you looked at the starting position for our team, we constantly put ourselves in a bad spot. And those are things that a bad team will do. Now, I don't know if it was the Cowboys wanted to show up and show off because Dan Quinn was their old coach, and they wanted to say, we don't miss you, buddy, or here you go, you know, we're still them boys, you know, do you miss us? I don't know what it was, but for me, I'm sorry, I needed that, man. I was sitting here when I woke up this morning and I got out of bed. My wife's like, why are you up so early? I said, because I'm cooking some ribs, honey. And she's like, why are you cooking ribs? I said, because we're playing the Commanders, you know, the Hogs. We got to have some pork. She's like, you're still doing that? And I was like, yeah, I know I don't control anything. She's like, you're just realizing that? And it's just like, you know what? I love you, honey. Let's just end this conversation there. I got up and I said, God, we got to go through this 7 more times. And really was depressed about it because, you know, George Allen, I don't like the Commanders. I don't like the Eagles. But I can respect some of the great things that they have done or have said. For example, Doc Walker used to always say, it's hard to be hungry when your refrigerator's full. As in, you know, it's hard to be hungry to really achieve when you got that big fat check. True statement. And George Allen would say things like 45 men together can't lose. And there's a lot to that because when you play as a team, you're hard to beat. And another one that George Allen used to say is, when you lose, something inside of you dies. Nothing big, nothing major, you know, but a piece of you inside dies. And I have to agree with that because every agonizing loss that we had, it just hurt in my soul, man. It's just like, I don't know what it was that died, but something inside, it just got to be harder and harder. Now, I don't have any aspirations to dream. I know some people are saying, well, David Wiley this morning, and shout out to David Wiley, because we were sitting down here and he was like, well, what if the Cowboys run the table? I said, they make the playoffs. I said, they ain't running the table. I'm like, what are you smoking, man? Okay? What are you smoking? And when we were upstairs, I was saucing the ribs. He said, we're going to win today. And I looked, okay. The ribs look good. I'm going to call that a win. But he was right. My dad was right. My dad said, I'm taking the Cowboys and the points and the over. And I'm like, Dad, you crazy. You crazy, Dad. And lo and behold, did they go to win? Maybe the problem is me, is that I always believe in. Maybe if I continue to not believe in them, maybe that's the thing. Maybe I'm the jinx that's the anti-jinx. I don't know. I don't know. But what I can say is the Cowboys don't have that many tools right now. Cooper Rush can't get the ball deep. Cooper Rush is limited. Our offensive line is battered, bruised, and beat up. Our defense are not all studs. But you know something? They came out today like the game mattered. Maybe this was the Cowboys Super Bowl. Maybe this was when they finally said enough is enough of the shit. I don't know what it was, but they came out and they played like heart, with heart. And I got to say, I'm proud of them for today. Now, I got a lot of people that are like, man, Cowboys, they can't even lose when they're supposed to lose. They suck. You know what? The draft's going to be what it's going to be. The Cowboys, either way, are still going to be in line for a top of the half number 1 pick, a top of the half number 2 pick, a top of the half number 3 pick. Okay? They're going to have higher draft picks than they've had since probably 2016. Okay? I don't know that we're going to get 6 wins. 6 wins is what we got in 2021. But they're going to be drafted higher than they have since Dak and Zeke. The Cowboys, as much as you've heard Colin Cowherd, somebody got mad at me because they said, my title was, should the Cowboys move on from Dak? Because I was watching Colin Cowherd this morning, and unfortunately, it got copywritten, they cut it out. So on there, he's assuming that I was saying it's time to move on from Dak. But now I forgot what my thought was there. Damn, I'm getting really old and forgot. It's been a long day. But if the Cowboys can find guys that want to play, that are literally where they're putting everything on the line even when there's nothing to play for, they can evaluate players. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Even though Dak Prescott, as Colin Cowherd was saying, he's hamstringing them cap-wise. The Cowboys will actually go into this offseason with more cap room than they've had in the last 15 years. Every offseason, we're usually over the cap. And we have to make a few, either cutting some players or restructuring of contracts. The Cowboys have $21 million. They're not spending it between now and the end of the year. They got $20 million already in the cap right there. That's $41 million to start the offseason before they do anything, before they cut Terrence Steele, before they restructure Dak or CD. They can have a boatload of money. They can have high draft picks. They could actually be in a good position. So, take this win and the Commanders' tears and enjoy it for a week. Take it. And the Giants, short week, they're in disarray. They're tanking. They're going to get rid of their coach and their GM and all that. They're trying to get the number 1 pick so they can start all over. They got embarrassed against Baker Mayfield, who's literally doing the DeVito dance and stuff in the end zone, making fun of them. Just enjoy what you can, because as Dan Quinn said, tomorrow's not promised. I might not be here next year to see us draft players, to see these players that we draft become cohesive and become a great team. So I'm going to be okay with enjoying having a win tonight. That's the way I got to look at it, man. That's the way I got to look at it. I've seen too many people that I thought were going to be here that aren't. So you take your victories and you take it one day at a time and you enjoy each and every one of them. I appreciate you good people for being here, being my friends, hanging with me, spending time with me, commenting, liking the channel, and so on. You are my people, and I appreciate you. And remember to tell the people you love how much you love them. And I love you guys. And God willing, I'll see all of you tomorrow. Blackwell, prayers for you with your colon cancer testing tomorrow. Peace.